Alright guys, welcome back to What If Bardock Survived, and it seems like you guys voted for him to leave Paragus, so let's have him leave Paragus. Well, that being said, let's get to it. It's been a few months since Vegeta and Nappa were killed. The Frieza Force was confused what happened. The planet was wiped out, but they couldn't find Nappa or Vegeta's body. Maybe they gone rogue, or maybe they died somewhere out in space. They just didn't know. Frieza was a little worried at first, but they're just monkeys. They cannot be too dangerous. We cut to Bardock. Bardock was getting more and more worried at Paragus. Paragus was starting to get more and more crazy as time went on. He was talking about rebuilding the Saiyan Empire and having him be on top. But Bardock didn't want any of this. He didn't want any death. He didn't want any destruction. He wanted to stop Frieza and get revenge for his people, but that was it. He thought about having Paragus for that, but Paragus was a brutal man. It was not good to his family at all. He was awful to Broly, a terrible father. He shocked them, he abused them, he treated them like an animal. Bardock was going to have to take care of that. One night, as they were all sleeping, Bardock pretended to sleep in the spaceship as Paragus drove, but then he would sneak up behind him and blast him straight in his skull, killing him. Bardock then quickly landed into a nearby planet. As he waited a couple hours, and he would start to scream, "No, no, no, no!" Kakarot and Broly would both run out. As Paragus was dead, and he had a blaster in his hand, Bardock would say he must have shot himself, but why? Just as Bardock expected, all the kids believed it, except for Raditz. He was a little curious and suspicious. But Broly began to get angry, and as he got angry, he yelled. Bardock pulled out the remote controller and shocked him as he passed out. "Sorry, Broly. I didn't want to have to do this, but I can't let you destroy them. And if you got too strong, maybe not even I could stop you." Bardock smirked as he looked down. "Well, we should leave this planet and help out other planets, but before then, we should begin to scout things out. I'm a bit hungry. Let's see if there's any wildlife here." They would all nod. As Bardock would tell Kakarot to leave Broly in the ship as him and Raditz went out. As him and Raditz began to walk away, Bardock looked at Raditz and says, "You know, don't you?" Raditz nodded. Yeah, he didn't seem like the type to do that. Bardock would sigh and say, "You can't tell anyone." He was going insane. He was going to lead us down a path of destruction. And he was going to replace Frieza and become just like him if we won. I couldn't let that happen. "Why do you care so much about other planets, Father, and other people?" Bardock would say, "I've destroyed so many people, hurt so many lives. For once, I just want to help people." But as they were talking, an old man would walk out in front of them. This old man name was Gohan. As he looked at them all, Gohan would say, "You are quite strong, I can sense it." Bardock would be confused. "Sense? You don't have a scouter." Gohan wouldn't know what a scouter was, but he would tell him he could sense their energy. He says, "There's a way to sense energy without a scouter? Fascinating. Can you me these powers?" Grandpa Gohan would look at him and nod. As Grandpa Gohan would begin to teach Bardock and Raditz these powers. When Broly woke up, he would teach him too, and Kakarot. Eventually, however, though, an old man would appear. This man was not human, however. He was a Namekian. Bardock would say, "So you're a Namekian." Kami didn't know what that was, but he must have been an alien. It makes sense now. Kami could sense that Bardock was a good man overall. Raditz had some evil in his heart, but he was a kid, and he was learning how to become pure fast. And Kakarot and Broly were both good kids, so Kami took him up to the lookout, and they began to train. Bardock would also go around and help people, similar to how Goku did. And legends about Bardock would grow, about this man who went to town helping people and fighting against the Red Ribbon Army. And, well, since Bardock would do so good, there would really be no arc because, well, nothing would stand in his way. Years would pass, as the first Tenkaichi Budokai would happen. Tien and Yamcha would be there, but this time they would have Bardock, Broly, Kakarot, and Raditz. So, yeah, the humans don't really stand much of a chance. Also, Kakarot would be a lot stronger in this timeline. But As the matches started, nothing seemed to happen until eventually one of the matches was Kakarot versus Krillin. Kakarot didn't really know who Krillin was. Krillin got ready to fight, thinking this would be an easy victory, since Kakarot was holding back his power. But then he started to unleash his true power. As he looked at him, Krillin began to shake as he said, "How did you get this strong?" Kakarot just laughed and said, "Well, I guess it's easy for a Saiyan," he said, smirking. "A Saiyan? What?" Kakarot would then begin to charge at Krillin, as Krillin would charge at him. But it wasn't really much of a match. Kakarot just easily knocked him off the edge, as Krillin got up and said, "How? Oh, I'm an alien." Krillin just looked confused, but accepted his fate. The next match was Master Roshi versus Broly. Master Roshi knew this kid was strong, but he was old and had many, many years of experience. Surely he can make up for it and defeat the kid, right? Right? You're guessing the answer is probably no. And if you guessed that, then yeah, you're right. As Broly and Master Roshi began the battle, Master Roshi would then look at him and say, "I have a secret technique, however," as suddenly he would turn a buff. As Master Roshi looked at him, he would then begin to charge a Kamehameha. Broly just simply looked at him, however. Broly's been learning how to control his anger, and as the Kamehameha came towards him, he just stood there and took it as it did nothing. Master Roshi was shocked as he looked down at Broly. How is this possible?" Broly would say, "I'm not gonna lie, you are a skilled martial artist, but I was simply born with so much power, way more than any human can comprehend." Master Roshi would sigh and say, "Kami told me about you. It all makes sense why he was so strong, that he was an alien, and that more aliens would come. I'm just glad you're pure of heart. However, just because I lost this battle doesn't mean I can't have fun." Broly would smile and say, "That's right, I'm glad you have a good spirit." Broly and Master Roshi would continue to fight, but Master Roshi didn't stand a single chance. But Broly held back for them to both have fun. However, Master Roshi didn't stand a single chance, as Master Roshi knocked him out. The next match would be Raditz versus Bardock, father versus son. Raditz smirked as then he began to fly. So did Bardock. As they flew up in the air, began the battle. Everyone watched. Master Roshi was impressed. He thought only Shin knew how to fly. As they both continued to battle each other, Raditz would give it his all. As he watched Master Roshi do the Kamehameha, he would memorize what he saw as he began to charge a Kamehameha. As he charged the beam at him, Bardock would simply grab it as it blasted towards him, as then he would smirk. "Not bad, my son," but then he would knock it out of the way. That almost stung a little. You've gotten a lot stronger. I'm proud of you, boy." Raditz would say, "Thank you. But we both know I can't win." And as they started to talk, suddenly Raditz would go for Bardock and grab his tail. But I can win like this." As Bardock looked at him and said, "Sorry, son. I trained my tail, so that wouldn't really affect me. But nice try, though." As then Bardock would simply knock Raditz to the floor. The next match was Kakarot versus Broly. Kakarot was a little worried. Kami made him do patient training and other things like that to calm his mind. So it's not like Broly would just snap instantly through fighting. But he was still nervous. After all, if he pushed Broly too much, he could turn into that rageful beast again. Then nothing could stop him. They would have to shock him, and that would ruin the whole tournament. Kakarot and Broly would both begin the battle. And at first, Kakarot would have a little bit of an edge. Since Broly relied on his raw strength, Kakarot had better technique. However, there's only so far technique could get you, and Broly was simply stronger. Goku would use the Kamehameha and other techniques he learned on Earth, but it just wasn't enough. Kakarot would smile and say, "You're a good fighter, brother." He would smirk. Broly was like a brother to him. So was Raditz. They all grew up together. Even though Broly wasn't his real biological brother, that didn't matter. Broly would look and say, "Yeah, you should jump off before I hurt you." Kakarot would smile as he jumped off. Everyone was shocked. The next match would be Bardock versus Broly. This would decide the entire tournament. Match would begin. Broly and Bardock would both begin to battle each other. And as they started the battle, at first Bardock would start to win. But the longer they fought, the stronger and stronger Broly got. It was only a matter of time before Broly easily overpowered him. Bardock would have to put everything he had into a massive ki blast as it hit Broly, almost knocking him off the edge, but he grabbed onto the ring with his tail and pulled himself up as he just began to scream and charge straight at Bardock, hitting him straight in the chest as Bardock fell down to the floor. Bardock would look up at Broly, saying, "Well done." As Broly was the winner, he looked at Bardock and heard a noise. It was Paragus. "He killed me. Kill him, son. Kill him now." Broly looked at Bardock as he was about to kill him with a menacing grin. Bardock looked as he dropped the controller. He couldn't shock Broly. Broly just walked up to him, but then he passed out. Bardock would do a sigh of relief. It seems the evil part of Broly wasn't able to take over. At least not for now. And that is going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. It looks like Bardock's going to have to deal with Frieza and Broly's evil problem. And daddy issues, which, is never fun. Anyway, I'm recording this at 2 a.m. because I'm doing a haircut and stuff tomorrow. So, yeah. Just had to record it late so I could post it tomorrow. So, hope you all have a good day. Whatever you're doing while you're watching this. Peace out. Have fun doing that.